What's up, Mopar fam? I hope everybody out there is having a fantastic time. So today we're going to go over the next modification we're going to put on Frostbite, and that is a Snow Performance Water Methanol Injection Kit. We're going to go over what the benefits is to running a meth kit and what exactly it can do for you and how does it work. So basically, in a nutshell, you're spraying water and methanol into the intake system, basically before the throttle body, and it's a mixture of 50% water and 50% methanol, which is what they call boost juice. You can mix this stuff up yourself. There's actually a table and directions where you can actually use like a window washer fluid that's very, very concentrated and mix it up yourself. Honestly, I've done that before on previous cars, and it does work. It's kind of a headache to do it, and honestly, guys, this stuff is not expensive. You can get, I think it's a 4-gallon box for like 50, 60 bucks, and this stuff lasts a long time. You're not going to go through this stuff very fast. Again, it's not spraying all the time, so I just recommend buying the boost juice, and it's properly mixed, and you're going to get the best bang for your buck just getting it already done. So let's get this thing open and go over some of the pieces to the puzzle. So what you get in a water methanol injection kit from NITROUS Express, which is Snow Performance, is you're going to get a little tank reservoir to put the fluid in. Now, they give you many options. One, they supply you with a tank if you want to use their tank, or you can use your factory windshield washer fluid tank as well that's already on the vehicle. That is what I'm going to do with Frostbite. As one, it already has the factory level sensor, so when the fluid gets low, I will get a light on the dash that says, hey, the fluid is low. Two, you can also use the water methanol as your windshield washer fluid. It's actually, works very good, especially on icy, snowy days. It melts stuff very well. So, again, you can use your factory water reservoir for your windshield washers, or you can use the tank that they supplied you. That is up to you. How the system works is it runs on a high pressure pump that puts out about 300 psi, and this pump is what is spraying this fluid through a nozzle into the intake tract. Comes with some directions that are very easy to read. You can also download them on the site. And then in here we have the switch, some hardware, different size nozzles for depending on how much horsepower you make. Depending on your horsepower level will determine which size nozzle you need to run, which will limit the amount of flow that gets sprayed. So they supply you with some tubing, different jets and nozzles, and they also give you a low-level sensor to install in the tank they supply if you do want to run the tank that they supply with the kit. In the next bag, this is going to be a wiring harness with the relay and the activation switch. Now, what we're going to be running on Frostbite, because we recently just added boost, is this is a boost pressure switch that is adjustable. You can set this switch to come on at a certain boost level. Typically how you set it up with boost is, let's say that your engine or your build puts out 10 psi of boost. Normally, rule of thumb is you want to activate the water meth kit at about half power. So you would set the switch to about 5 psi, and when you build up the boost to about 5 psi, the water methanol pump is going to engage and spray the water methanol into the intake tract. as long as you are at 5 psi or higher. Now again, that can be lowered, raised, it just depends on your build, but the switch is fully adjustable to come on at whatever boost level you want it to. Now typically you don't want it to come on too early, so let's say you have a 10 psi system and you set it at say 2 or 3 psi. It will work, but what they say is sometimes you can get what they call quenching the combustion process, which basically in easy terms puts the fire out. We're not trying to do that. We need the fire so that we can burn the fuel. And that is why you typically want to have the system engaged at about half power, not too early so it actually puts out the fire. It's not going to damage your engine. If you engage it too soon, what's going to happen is you're going to get most likely like a sputter, a hiccup, or like a skip. Basically, you're just getting a flame out situation where you're not burning the fuel, you're putting the fire out. So that is the purpose of setting the switch to about half power or higher. That way we have enough fire that we're still burning, but it's not going to put the fire out. The object of this whole kit is to keep the temperature down and raise the octane level so that you can increase timing in the tune to actually gain the power. That is how this system works. When properly done, you will receive about 25 points of octane boost, not to mention upwards to 40 to 50 degrees cooler intake temperatures, and the biggest thing is the gain in power which comes from the tuning. With the kit, with the raised octane and the lower IATs, you are able to increase timing, which will gain power. And that is what the kit is designed to do, is to allow you to put a hotter tune-up in the car, but it will control the heat and it will reduce or completely eliminate spark knock so that you don't have any detonation. That is where the extra power comes from, and usually it's about 30 to 50 horsepower gain when properly done. This is the tubing that they supply in this kit. So basically you would run this tubing to the pump. The tubing would run up to the intake tube into the high pressure nozzle, and that is how the system works. It's very simple. It's kind of similar to a NITROUS system setup, except for you're not using solenoids, you're using a high pressure pump. And that's really about it, guys. Nothing too crazy. These are pretty simple to install. We will do a full install video on this when I get it going on the truck. The other thing I do want to mention is they also send you with a green LED light that can be wired up to your gauge pod or dash or wherever you want to put it. It's just a simple little LED green light, and this will wire into the harness they supply you and let you know when the methanol kit has been activated. So when the boost raises and we trip the switch so the system starts spraying the water methanol, this green light will light up letting us know that we are spraying water methanol. When the light goes out, we are not using any water methanol. Pretty neat feature, and it works really well. Again, I had a very similar kit on an old Mustang Saline years ago, and that car was a non-intercooled boost setup. And this right here worked fantastic on that car. I didn't have any problems with heat up or heat soak or detonation. This did the job. And that is the other thing I want to mention. If you are building a boost setup for your car or truck, this is another option you can do instead of building an expensive intercooler system. A water methanol kit like this will run you about $300, and it can pretty much replace or eliminate the need for an intercooler setup. This does a fantastic job of cooling down the intake, air temperatures, and raising octane at the same time. When used together, with an intercooler, it just helps that much more. But again, this kit can be ran with a supercharger, a centrifugal supercharger, positive displacement superchargers, turbos. It can work with everything. It also works very well on NA builds. There's a lot of people that run water meth kits on NA motors because, one, it takes away the heat and the hot spots in the cylinder, it adds octane, and it lets them turn the tune up a lot hotter with more timing, with the added benefit of cooling down the combustion chamber to eliminate those hot spots so they don't get any detonation or pre-ignition. This stuff has a very good effect across the board, whether you're boosted, NA, or whatever. It works well, it's cheap, and it's simple to install. If you're interested in getting one of these kits, again, you can use promo code Frostbite at NITROUS Express and it will get you 5% off any of their kits. This is a stage 1 kit which can support up to 1,000 horsepower. They go all the way up to, I believe, stage 4s, maybe even stage 5. Lots and lots of different kits out there, but we went with a very basic one because we're going to be nothing too crazy, around or less than the 10 psi mark for right now. But this kit can be added to with other components in the future, and it's going to do us just right for Frostbite. So other than that, guys, I hope that gave you a real quick rundown of what water methanol injection is and how it works. Again, next videos coming up, we'll be getting this thing installed and we'll show you how it works. So I think for now, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. As always, stay safe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell button for the notifications, and we'll see you on the next one.